Y'all want to know my secret?
Bang!
MARUV has won Ukraine's national selection for Eurovision 2019. That is Vidbir, and she is headed to Eurovision. Shall we talk about it? Let's
do this!
Wanna know my secret? Bang.
From Australia to the world, it is Sebastian and Antranik down under. I am William in London. We just watched Ukraine's national selection Vidbir, and boy, this was full of drama. Drama. Before we get into that, let's just react to the winner. She is MARUV Antranik.
Oh my God, this is the best thing ever. This is absolutely ridiculous. A lot of national finals have been having some very different kinds of songs winning, but we really needed this big upbeat banger coming through, and MARUV has brought it. This is just ridiculous. Basically, it is Hatari, but in a completely pop song kind of way. The staging is ridiculous. There's absolutely outrageous some of the things she does out there, gyrating against the table in the semi-final, moving her legs back and forth on the floor in the grand final. I don't know what's going on, but I'm here for all of it. It is amazing.
I just feel like I'm so glad they had a bath on stage because I was so wet with that performance. It is next level. And we've had so many entries so far that have been selected this year that have been so safe and jaunty and friendly and sweet. This is the dirty pop that I needed. That butt gyrating gives me life. It's Iggy Azalea, just next level. She is I don't know, she channels this Ruby Rose look that's super androgynous and super sexy. It almost turns me. I don't know how to feel about it, but I can't stop watching it.
Now, the words that came to mind when I was watching this were vaginal, labial, birth canal, cunnilingus, and this is all deliberate on their part. There is a lot of focus on that part of the body. It opens up with a woman's head in her nether regions, literally. The back of her head, this woman's head is coming out of her nether regions, and then at one point they're all lined up in the floor in what you could only describe as the downward dog position in yoga. There is a rhythmic motion, again, with their heads near each other's private areas. It's very provocative. And even if you're not, what's the word? I don't want to say into that. Even if you're prudish like me, you can't stop watching because you're like, dang, what is going on next door? I need to open my window and look. It's just crazy. This is what Ukraine does best. Think about the Sand Lady. Think about the hamster wheels. Think about Loboda, the stripper in the hamster wheel. Again, this was all very deliberate, very provocative, and it worked. People remember it. Ukraine is at its best when it's doing outlandish. Verka Serduchka. Again, this is a creative country. They know how to do this. The lyrics, they speak of women, men. Boy, we can get along. Give me love from dusk till dawn. But it's all ladies up on that stage, y'all. So again, she's playing with gender, the androgyny that you brought up. The sensual, kitty, don't fall. The sensuality is real, and I am red hot. Let me just read you some comments and get your reactions. This is, honey, stop throwing stuff off the table. I have a very naughty cat this evening. Do you think that this is too provocative? The reason I ask you guys is Solo writes on wiwibloggs, where are the women's rights organizations? The show is obviously humiliation of women.
Oh, I would completely disagree with that. I think it is a celebration of femininity in some of the things that MARUV does on stage. It is showing a different side of women. I mean, we've got lots of great songs by female singers at Eurovision that are empowering for women. I mean, even Toy is very much up there. This is a completely different side of that coin, but it still celebrates all of that in a very good way. It will definitely be too provocative provocative for some, just because I can't see, everybody sitting at home being like, this is the winner. But I think anyone who has an appreciation of anything should enjoy this.
I am so glad this is going to be in Tel Aviv this year and not Jerusalem, because if it was in Jerusalem, we could be having a very different story being said here. But I feel like this is a celebration of sexuality, of being confident in your body. You've got to be confident with your body to twerk that good on stage. So I'm loving that. But I also wonder if the juries will appreciate this, or might just see it as a massive kind of sex fest on stage.
Yes, that leads us to one of our comments on wiwibloggs. Someone writes explicitly, good choice. This is Hector. Good choice. The jury will most probably kill it in May, but the televote will love it. Also, Jamala should be told not to ask those political questions. Now, what Hector is talking about is when Jamala said, I'm going to be, give you an example of a journalist at Eurovision who asks you a tough question. The question is Crimea part of Ukraine or Russia? And she responds, yes, it's part of Ukraine. People on Twitter flipped out, but then there's a different perspective in our comment section. Again, someone actually says, this is Yon B says, Jamala effing saved MARUV. MARUV was our favorite, and if Jamala didn't clarify her opinion about Crimea, she would never win the televote. So, Antranig, was Jamala doing a favor for her?
I don't know if it was a favor for her, but I feel like some of the things that were said there did need to be asked, and some of it really didn't. Some of the questions that were asked, not just to MARUV, but to some of the other contestants, were a little bit over the top, I thought. But I feel like some of this did need to be asked, and I think going into Eurovision in Tel Aviv, MARUV is definitely going to face questions like that from journalists, and particularly representing a country like Ukraine, and of course Russia will be there with Sergei Lazarev, and I'm sure will also be facing similar kinds of questions. It's just all a part of the experience, and I think it is good for her that she now knows how to answer that sort of question.
I'm so glad that she answered the question in the right way. Saying that her allegiance is to Ukraine and Russia would have definitely given her brownie points. I don't like these questions being asked, because the whole idea of Eurovision is meant to be this apolitical contest, even though we do know it is deeply stifled in politics. And Jamala did ask the right thing in saying, look, you're going to get asked these questions, which you do. They ask tough questions in the media room when you're at Eurovision. So this is good practice. But should it have been asked? Not necessarily. Another contestant was asked whether they should be given their allegiance to their mother who works in Russia or it's Ukraine. That's going too far. You can't pick between your country and your mother. That's just next level, and that's not really appropriate. But this is good practice for MARUV, at least for Eurovision.
Yeah, I think these are all really good points. And we need to remember that broadcasters work within a cultural and political landscape that those of us on the outside do not understand. If politicians, top-level politicians who can help fund, the culture program, Eurovision, etc., are making comments about Crimea in relationship to Eurovision, you could understand why producers of the show would have planted questions like that, because they want to have an act at Eurovision, and so they're playing what they have to play at home. In any case, we need to talk about the music, y'all, because Eurovision is all about the music. I love the opening with the horns, so bum, 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 bum. It reminds me of Ali Ryan from Germany last night. Also, of some other songs you're going to be hearing at Eurovision. Asanda Legends, a very Laurel Barker horns sound. So what do you think? I think the opening draws me in, although I can't remember the chorus at this particular moment. So my question is about the musicality. What do you make of the chorus, the verses, etc.?
I would say that it all works together really well. The start is definitely something that draws you in. She starts with those "come to me" lines, and it really sets the mood of the song really quickly. The lyrics work really well, and especially when you get up to lines like falling through the door, baby, this is devil's door. I mean, it's all setting this mood of really dark, sensual, and then bang, and it just hits you, and then the gyrating starts, and then I'm in heaven. Done.
He's been turned, Sebastian.
It's funny you say, William, that you can't remember the chorus. And it's because I'll read you the chorus. It says, I'm so high, love me, boy. I'm so fine, love me, boy. That's not a chorus, girl. That's not a chorus. But the thing is, it's just like the instrumental of that, the bang and like the trumpet and just the real attitude there. That's the chorus. The instrumental, the instrumentation of it, that's the chorus, and it's the feeling, it's the gyrating, it's the sexuality. That's what you're looking at in the chorus. It's not necessarily the words, if you can see that.
Yes, sexuality has rhythm, sexuality has sound, and MARUV has all of it. Final question for each of you. In your top, 10 list or whatever it is at this point, is this near the top, in the middle? Is it your number one? Where do you place it?
For me, this is definitely in my top 2. I'm still trying to decide whether or not I want to rank it above or below Kate Miller-Heidke. That is my top 2 at the moment, and nobody else is really anywhere near these two. MARUV is just amazing. So is Kate. I need to listen and watch these a few more times before I decide which one goes to 1 and which one goes to 2. But these are definitely the 2 songs for me that are setting the pace before some of these internal selections come through.
This is literally my number 1, my only one. As a package, this works. Like, she actually can sing quite well. Visually, it's done. You don't need to change much, but I do want them to change it to make it more hypersexualized. I want it to be even increased, even more on stage in Tel Aviv. And I'd agree with Ant in saying my number 2 probably right now is still Australia Kate Miller-Heidke, only because they do need to change some camera angles, and that would be perfect as well. So this is by far my number 1. It's making me feel things that I've never felt before in my life, just quietly.
Do I need to censor this video? Hashtag dare to dream of obscenity, dare to dream of smut. But hey, sex sells, and they are selling, and clearly people are buying, especially YouTube Down Under. This is towards my top. I don't have a precise ranking. I think I prefer Italy, which is much more pared back, you might say. But this is visually, it's just so gripping. You're completely right. Copy and paste. Make the bathtub bigger and let's do this. It's so striking and you want to watch it. I'm not convinced it's going to do amazing at Eurovision because I do think it'll be too provocative for a lot of juries from different cultural backgrounds. And also, even here in England, I know a lot of my friends would be like, oh my goodness, this is so gross, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I like the risk they're taking, and I think it's exciting. This is why people love Eurovision. It's for creative displays like this, and it's also very musical. There is musicality here, so well done to MARUV. In any case, that's what we're thinking. What are you thinking? Are you loving MARUV? That's M to the A to the R to the U to the V. R-U-V, rev me up. Yes! Is she in your top 5? Is she your winner? Let us know here on wiwibloggs.
And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a like.
And if you enjoy all our content, make sure you subscribe as well, because we're going to be here all season.
We'll see you later. Bye!
Bye!